second session actually of the sixth edition. We started yesterday with a first presentation of two keynote speakers. We spoke about energy communities and near zero small and medium cities. And then we also talked about, we heard actually about different ideas and competences from different entities from all around Europe that were sharing what they're currently doing, what they're currently aiming to develop thanks to European projects through the collaboration of other entities and well, hopefully also thanks to this event. As you know, partnership event is being organized by different European clusters. We're actually 11 clusters in this edition, which is gonna start yesterday, as I was telling you, and it's gonna go now until today. Then afterwards, we're gonna go open actually or continue the B2B meetings, which are gonna be held online too, from actually yesterday until the 5th of July. So as I was mentioning, welcoming everyone, this is the second session. And what we are gonna see today, actually, just for you to know the agenda, we are starting with a panel of municipalities. We have 3 municipalities together today that we're gonna share with you what they're currently doing, what their initiatives available right now, and what their upcoming steps in the development of smart cities. Then we'll go towards the presentation of ideas and competences for smart city projects, which is gonna be different ideas presented in 10, 12 minutes, and then different competences that can, you know, of course, we need always competences to participate to European projects. So there we're gonna pitch their competences in 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. We do have a coffee break, so don't worry, you'll be able to get up and stretch your legs and get a coffee. And at the end, we'll have a small, let's say, a presentation about also to support services for developing project proposals. This is interesting also because there, in this case, you know, there are different initiatives in different countries, and in this case, we're gonna share with you one that could be of benefit because it's about free support services in developing project proposals. And then a quick wrap up about these 2 mornings of sessions that we have heard today. So as I was mentioning, we are organizing, there's 11 clusters, these organizing this edition, like main clusters. We have the support of all our network of clusters around Europe, as well as the Enterprise Europe Network. We are 11 clusters, and I'm Silvana Tanfeliu, your host for today, and I'm from the Italian Technology Cluster for Smart Cities and Communities. So without no more waiting, I will give the floor to Daniel. Daniel, thank you very much to being here with us today. Daniel is the president of the Romanian Cluster Association, and he'll be hosting and moderating the panel.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Silvana. Welcome everybody to this. We have this as a tradition, this event, and also a beautiful tradition. Yeah, it's also this panel of cities of municipalities. You know that our aim is to create partnership between for Horizon Europe project in this field of smart cities. So it might look maybe to you a little bit, maybe I don't know how to say. To talk to the people that really are doing the smart city projects. Maybe when we talk about projects for Horizon Europe, we don't immediately talk about cities and municipality and administration, but we would like to highlight and to showcase administrations from all over Europe that are smart. So administration, so public administration can also be smart. And this is why we have the honor now to have 3 European cities. So from Finland, we have the city of Tampere, and we welcome Mrs. Aino-Maija Vaskelainen. Hello, Aino, thank you for being with us. Then from Italy, we have from Mantova, we have Mrs. Adriana Nepote. Welcome, Adriana. Yeah, and last but not least, from Bucharest. Bucharest is a strange bird in this world. It has a general mayor, but also has six sectors, we call them here, which each of them has its own municipality. So from sector 6 we have Mr. Lucian Veresciaghin. Welcome, Lucian. So yeah, the question to you three, would be to give us a little bit of highlight about what your city, why is your city smart, what you are doing in this field of smart cities, what initiatives do you have, what kind of international cooperation between your community and others, what are your plans for the future, what are your what do you expect maybe also from as a result maybe of this event, and concrete next steps in the field of cooperation between cities, and also maybe between cities and companies, and also why not in Horizon Europe project. So I would like to start with the north. We would like, because there is cooler, and maybe you bring us a little cool air, because here is very hot. So I know you have the floor. Tell us a little bit about yourself, about Tampere, about what your city is doing in this regard.
Thank you. And hopefully some cool air, at least in terms of temperature. It's approximately 20 degrees here in Finland. I'm located in Helsinki myself, but I work and represent the city of Tampere at my work, and also in this panel today. I'm quite new in the Tampere organization, so I started in the beginning of May to work as a project lead for the AI for Citizens project, in which we have also, besides Tampere, 6 other European cities altogether from 5 different countries. And the official kickoff for the project will happen on Monday, so after the weekend, and then we will also learn more about each other and the future development work. Before joining Tampere, I worked in the consultancy world, so to say, and I've been working with several public and private sector customers and organizations in the past. And now happy to be one of the cities and to take the development work in even further in the future. Smart city of Tampere, and why Tampere is smart. I think that we've had a long history when it comes to the kind of like culture and the ambitiousness of people in the city, and also I think the kind of like the size of the city, at least in Finnish scale, is quite optimal to do many kinds of like pioneer level development work. In Finland, Tampere is one of the biggest cities, but on the other hand, as you probably know, the country of Finland is not very big, so all our cities are also small enough to take the advantage of trying out new things, exploring the futures, and then also doing cooperation together. And probably just like other cities, which I'm also going to learn today from the other participants, we do a lot of cooperation between the different cities and countries, also across the Europe, but also in the US and so on. So globally in that sense. And there are a number of different kind of development programs under this smart city context, whether it's about like urban development, sustainability, data-driven topics, and now at the latest, the AI, metaverse, and that type of things. And some of the programs have kind of like under their umbrella several development projects in the city, but then also this European and global level cooperation. Yeah, maybe that's all for the beginning.
Yes. So, but so if you, if I may ask you a question, so when you talk about this, smart, city projects, can you give us some examples or of projects that you have implemented? You mentioned,
I think the data-driven bot is the most significant one. It has the longest history, and also we couldn't be doing any development work in the areas of AI and metaverse without the background and the understandings of the data. We've been kind of like exploring kind of like the city's data capital, so to say, for a long time, improving the quality and kind of like combining different kind of data warehouses, so to say. And for example, one of the kind of like concrete examples of that kind of development work is called Tampere Pulse. It's a data-related project in which we are now able to kind of like predict and forecast different kind of like city flows. And that can be utilized in terms of like traffic-related topics, but then also for the small business owners in the city, so that they know that how the people flows will be like predicted in the city area for the X amount of weeks, and then kind of like plan their business, whether it concerns opening hours or people at work and so on, better based on those people flow data, and to be able to serve the customers better. So many these kind of topics going on and been going on for years already.
Yes, and if you what about the when you define these projects, is it in a participatory approach? How did you come to this idea or to other ideas? It is a top-down approach, it is a bottom-up approach, it is the citizens that come to you. How did you come to this idea, for example?
I think the ideas, they come and go to all the directions. So sometimes we see kind of like future signals somewhere in a higher level, and then try to bring them down and adapt them to everywhere in the city ecosystem in that sense. But a lot of ideas come from kind of like individuals' point of view. So I think the citizen participants in Tampere is very important thing, and we try to keep kind of like the dialogue and communication as open and wide as possible. And maybe some of the ideas, like we know, they might happen also by accident. So for example, this example of Tampere Pulse that I used, I think the background story of that is between the close cooperation with one of the data specialized companies with whom the city of Tampere is doing close cooperation. And from that kind of like collaboration, there came an idea that what if we bring all this and this and this data that city already has in different locations and warehouses, so to say, together, and come up with this kind of like forecasting and predictive analytics. And then it's a kind of like a trial and error process that we explore something, learn new things, maybe come up with something that we didn't even expect, and now we have this pulse existing.
Mm. And you mentioned this project you were about to start. Maybe you can give us some details.
Yeah, AI for citizens. That's a fairly new Interreg project that we will be starting, and it has it includes pretty much anything that we have in the horizon in terms of utilizing AI in ethical and safe way, but to ensure at the same time that we will really get the benefits of utilizing AI. So right now, it's kind of like the beginning of the, so to say, third wave of AI development, and there are already a lot of like exploration and experiments in the terms of AI, and at the same time we recognize a lot of risks and questions and all kinds of like rules related topics that we need to come up with and set up so that the utilization of AI can still happen in the future and the most kind of like ethical and people-centric way. So the idea of the whole project is, of course, the collaboration between these different 7 European cities involved. They all have like a slightly different and unique viewpoint on the development topics, and that's the idea, that we will learn from each other and at the same time take the development in our cities even further.
Okay, thank you very much. For this round. So I would like now to pass to Lucian from the 6th sector of Bucharest. Lucian, what is the I'm living in the 6th sector of Bucharest. I'm very happy with the developments, which is not the case at the general level, but in our sector is okay. But tell us about this complexity of Bucharest and how the sectors and what the sector our sector is doing, against the general background, and what's the plan for the future. If you have slides, please. Yes.
Hello, my name is Lucian Veresciaghin. I'm head of international relation unit within the District 6 City Hall. I've been working in the City Hall like 1.5 years already. But I've been in the European funds, let's say, ecosystems, like 14 years already. So starting with 2004. Oh, that's more than 14 years. Okay. District 6. I have a presentation here. I'll put it on screen. About we have some figures about District 6, just a short presentation, and then what we do in digitalizing and smart city area, and of course maybe also some projects that are not directly but that mainly digitalized purpose, but they have a digitalized component, let's say. Okay, so please let me know if you see now the okay, where is it?
It's this green, this green share screen. Have you see it down your?
Yes. Okay, now share. Yes. You see it? It's
yes,
a PowerPoint. Okay.
Yeah, you can go also on full screen on the PowerPoint. Yeah, okay, now it's okay.
Okay, so it's in the west part of Bucharest. We have like 326,000 inhabitants. It's mainly residential, but also has the highest the largest retail building surface in Bucharest. High accessibility because it's close to the entrance to the main highway, highway number 1, connecting Bucharest with the west of Europe. And we suffer a bit of lack of green areas. Okay, but that's let's say that let's stop here with the presentation of Bucharest. We have a large advantage because within the District 6 area there is the biggest polytechnical university in Romania and the biggest campus, and this help us with having partnerships with, let's say, relevant actor. Now, a bit of the projects we've made. Some projects we've made that have also digital component. First, it's efficiency building. These were funded under operational funds, and for example, with schools, we also used digital system for the schools that have been retrofitted, and with electric solar panels and control systems, and those control systems are all digitalized, so you can see it on whatever moment of the day, of the week, and you can monitor the consumption and the production, and so you can let's say start and stop the HVAC systems. Everything is digitalized and automatized within those new schools we've built or we've refurbished. Okay. Moreover, we have a strategical document that we adopted last year in December, a strategy dealing with greening and digitalizing the District 6. That was made under also European funded project, and also under the European funded projects we managed to have our archive digitalized and to go beyond let's say digitalized archive, but to go in the area of having a document management system and digitalized working process. I know that for some cities this is maybe usual already and normal, but for Bucharest District 6, this was the first time it was made. We are trying to catch up with the lagging the digital lagging we were blessed, let's say, till 4-5 years ago. Of course, under the new programming period, we have a new project prepared. We'll talk about them in this presentation. And some of the efforts we made already. For example, we changed the portal, the platform of our city hall, in order to digitalize plenty of services, like you don't need to go to see an official. You do it all online. Commerce permits, population evidence, social services, parkings. Not all of them are transferred into digital environment, but plenty of them, and we will continue in the next period to transform these services in order to be online services. Also, we have developed an app for also on on your telephones, on smartphones, so you have mostly roughly you have the same services as you have on the portal. Our ambition is to become paperless city, and we are very present and very one of the, I think we could win some project, some prize, some award for our social media presence. We have very good communication. We have an entire department that is dedicated to monitor, to inform population through Facebook, through Instagram, through Twitter, and we are very, very present on social media. Okay, let's say some other efforts we've made during the last 4 years. Automatization of irrigation in parks with humidity sensors. So everything starts. We don't need to worry what hour to start the irrigation. It starts by itself. In education, we have a large investment. I mean, like 15 million euros. It started last year, and it will continue this year and next year. Smart labs in every high school in district. We have 14 high schools, and digital equipment in every classroom, and every classroom of starting from kindergarten to high school, like info labs in every kindergarten and high school and school, and smart boards in every classroom, along with, of course, access to education platforms and the teacher's laptop. And let's say another project was this database interconnectivity. The local police, it can see in the data about cars in vehicle registration database. For example, if they stop a car, to check if they have an insurance, if they have the technical review, technical inspection and stuff. About the education units, I already told you about the digital control system. Also the modern bins. Why you maybe wondered why we put the collective waste collection bins there, because we are having a huge program started and will continue to put this kind of bins in sector, but they are video monitored. We also have cinema, an old cinema, abandoned cinema, that we are refurbishing and transforming it into a cultural mall, and of course with digital living lab or digital living lab within it, and of course an integrated video surveillance. We managed to put 1,000 video cams and CCTV cams throughout the city. We'll continue with another 2,000. Okay, but besides, let's say, these projects that we managed to do by ourselves with, let's say, funding from European Union or funding from national and local budget, we have like 4 international cooperation projects that deal with digital world, digital ecosystem, digital aspects. First one was a testing project financed by EIT, the European Institute of Technology. It was about putting the logistics, to have a platform for the deliveries and the smart signs, smart parking place just for deliveries, especially in area where they are very crowded. So this one helped drivers and companies, delivery companies, to schedule their arrival time. So they every time they arrived in that point in that parking place, they know they have a free parking space. They don't have to go round and round and in order to find the parking place. So that makes economy in terms of time they use, but also in terms of pollution, because they spend less time in traffic. And of course, you have also an advantage of decongestioned traffic. Bucharest is, I think, in Europe, maybe in top 3 congestion traffic. So this one also helps traffic. Another international project is JPI, funded under JPI European Urban Program. It's a research program, and we try to find a mix of solutions, digital and technological, in order to have a positive energy district. And it's a research program with the development of mathematical model to see what is the best mix of solution. Either it's in order to have this city area that becomes energy positive. And this one, of course, these being international projects financed under EU, they are all cooperation projects with different cities. And also we have 2 Urbact cities, 2 Urbact projects, remote IT. How should we develop our infrastructure and the services and the public services for remote workers and digital nomads? And the second one is how to connect digital ecosystem to education. Future efforts. Well, the development of integrated video surveillance and monitoring system will continue. Waste collection system, digitally monitored, will continue to develop it. We'll develop software for increasing the efficiency of waste collection, like better circuits, better monitoring, better planning, and we'll go beyond with energy efficiency buildings, because we'll all the buildings will refurbish, will have green energy, solar panels on top and charging stations. And of course, we want to continue this effort I told you about in the beginning of getting to a paperless city. And right now is talking about international project. We submitted 2 projects, and we are currently developing a third one, smart parking use of land. So the coding the curbs project I told you about, logistics and digital, will be developed in another international cooperation project. We have another project that wants to create smarter urban furniture, and another project that tends to create multifunctional hubs and living labs within public spaces. Partnerships, with dual campuses with Polytechnical University in order to, let's say, revive the technical education, because high school technical education are not, let's say, the best option for the first option for students, and we want to change that. And the smart traffic control, that is a partnership project we have with all other districts in Bucharest. Thank you. If there are any questions, I try to be as short as possible.
Yes, thank you, Lucian. So for everybody having questions, please write them in the chat, and we answer. There is another question about the availability of presentations. Yes, I assume yes, they will be available. A question to you, which is thank you very much for the presentation. A question again, what the same question I asked also for Tampere. So how do you come to the idea? Of course, some ideas are of common sense. Yeah, we have to solve the problem of the waste or the energy efficiency of buildings. Yeah, this is not something. Yeah, but how do you structure this the participatory approach of the dialogue with citizens? Yeah, okay, there is social media. I know there is also a group on Facebook where everybody can write everything. Yeah, but how do you structure this? Are there also some initiative or ideas to make this kind of participatory budgeting? So what's the situation in this?
Well, there are several, let's say, ways of getting ideas. One is because we are beyond. I mean, Bucharest and maybe cities in Romania are, I don't know, just lacking investments in this digitalization progress. So one of them is to catch up with, let's say, other developed cities in EU, and we've managed to become, head competitors in Romania. Cluj-Napoca and Bucharest are, let's say, top digitalized cities, and we are very proud of that. Another idea, another area of, let's say, of inspiration is the fact that you have to see what are the EU tendencies, EU programs, because in order to get funding, you have to go towards the direction EU goes and towards the programs, the financing program you have. So that's another area we go. And regarding the, let's say, partnerships, we started with just 1 or 2 partnerships, and then people saw us, and now they come towards us because they see we are open. So maybe at some point we will risk to become the victim of our own success, let's say. But and yeah, and regarding the, let's say, citizens' participation in a local, let's say, local development. Yes, of course, you have, as you mentioned, the Facebook page where everybody can send, where everybody is able to send feedback and ideas. But also we have some dedicated, let's say, financing in order to facilitate the participation of citizens. For example, we developed Parcul Linie. It's the longest linear park, but that was a co-design and co-designed and co-decided with citizens. So within the making of the project, we used feedback, and within the projecting, the writing the idea, we used feedback, and we went into in the street, let's say, and we had a web shop. Well, we had workshops with people from the neighborhood, and we asked them what they need. We even had some VR projections. They could see a bit of what we thought that would be useful, but they came also with useful idea. So the city hall opened a lot towards, not only towards citizens, but towards business and towards academia and towards research institute. All the projects I told you that we are developing, international projects. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Urbach philosophy, but in Urbach philosophy, for example, you have to have a ULG at a local group in order to brainstorming and to make this action plan. And in these local groups, all parties are represented. So yes, we opened the city hall using media, with using social media and using networking, like this event. I mean, this kind of event, you meet with other people, and you can get ideas, you can get contacts, and you go developing new projects with them.
Thank you very much, Lucian. For now, let's turn to Italy, to Mrs. Adriana Nepote from Mantova. Yeah, now Adriana, tell us about Mantova and your cooperation, your approach to smart city.
Yes, first of all, I thank you, Daniel, and I also thanks Silvana for inviting me. I'm Adriana Nepote. I'm councillor of Mantova municipality. Mantova is a small city in the north of Italy. We have almost 50,000 inhabitants, and it's a very, very cultural city.
Would you, if you like to share
because
some...
I'm having some pop-up asking me which is the language on which I'm speaking. I don't know if I need to do something on the registration. Everything is black. Sorry, I don't see anything.
No, it's
something.
It's black.
Yes, sorry,
Lucian,
Lucian,
maybe you cancel the sharing. You stop the sharing, Lucian.
I have no sharing. I'm not having any sharing.
Okay,
now
you see
okay.
us all,
Yes.
And you have the share screen. If you would like to share, you just click on the green button here.
Okay, yes. So as I was saying, Mantova, it has a very strong cultural heritage. So we have a very strong cultural market. We work a lot with the culture, and we are working now in several different projects. Our concept of a smart city, especially, is now very linked and focused in the twin transition, digital and ecological transition. So several of our projects are all working with technology supply to achieve different issues regarding the environment. So we have done, and it's almost finished, this really nice European project on which the objective was to develop this IT tool to and it's called calculator. So to calculate which are the emission, the CO2 emission of our city, and from there, that is the base start. And from there, to identify different scenarios that it will allow us to reduce the CO2 emission in the next years. So this is a very nice project, and it's an Horizon project that is now being, is almost finished. And this is very interesting. Then we are also working with the ICC program, which is a European program, which is Intelligent City Challenges. We are one of the cities that are working in this partnership, which is 100 European cities have been selected. And with this particular program, which is very interesting, we need to define a local Green Deal. So, you know, we have the European Green Deal. And with this program, we need to work out a local Green Deal. And Mantova is now working with this local Green Deal, which actually involves the private sector, because we are working with we are working regarding the mobility, the sustainable mobility in a specific area, which is an industrial area very near to the city. So we are now getting engaged in the industries that are that are working there, because we want to develop a mobility plan that it can allow to manage the traffic in the best way, including and increasing the use of alternative mobility, not only cars. So now that is a big challenge that we are trying to achieve, and we are working in. And this is also together with the European project, this ICC program. Then we have done some very interesting projects because we work on the cultural sector, trying to identify how to get that sector that for Mantova is very important, more sustainable. So we have identified several different actions that the different cultural associations, they should implement to reduce as much as possible the CO2 emission. And that was a project financed by the European Commission through the Urban project. We have another big challenge, which is the demography. Mantova is a city that almost 60% of the population is over 60 years old. So that is another issue for Mantova. But we are trying now to think how to attract young people. And to do that, we are working on 4 different areas. The housing. So how to get our city more attractive for young people, considering the housing, the university, that is another pillar of our strategy, how to get the universities more involved in the marketing, helping to get some marketing to bring new people and young people to study at Mantova. The labor, so we have this big area that is getting more and more new industries that are starting, that are sitting there. So we are trying to get some approach and partnership with the private sector, so we can all together try to get new people coming also here for working. And the other big issue that we think is very important is the services, especially the services for the families and for kids, school and education. So these are all main topics, and on all these topics we are having some different projects on which we are trying. It's not only European, we are also having some local, regional or Italian government finance that are helping us to develop this area. So for Mantova at the moment, we do have several technologies and we are applying technologies, but we do have the schools very like smart schools. We do have we have work a lot on efficiency, energy, and renewable energies, and traffic management in the city. And we're trying to develop on that area. We are working a lot also in for giving new services, which is not very innovation area, but new services, everything online to the citizens, so they don't need to come to the municipality to work and get the things done. And there's a big issue that we're trying to work with is the data collection, because we would like to go to the digital twin city. And for doing that, we do need to get a lot of data, but generally the data is already available in the municipality. We are now trying to organize all this data and trying to get new data so we can build this digital twin city, which we believe it could be a huge help on achieve and trying to develop new solutions and doing some trials. And I think more or less I was writing down some notes, but I think I have said everything for the moment.
Yeah, thank you, Adriana. I would like to ask you immediately, you mentioned, because this is relevant also for our discussion, you mentioned this public-private partnership, yeah? If I remember correctly, because of the university, students should come to the university, then they have to go to work somewhere and things. Yeah, how do you structure this? I mean, yeah, how is this happening?
This is happening because as municipality, we have created this group that is starting with the mobility, because the private sector is asking specifically to get a better system to manage all the traffic that will go around this specific area. So they ask for some help and they ask to get involved in the municipality sustainable mobility strategy that it has been already done, but they want now also to get inside the workshops that are the municipality every month. Since we did the mobility strategy, they have asked to get inserted in that working group, because they do have this need, and it's also a need that the municipality needs to try to solve. So it was something that they asked, but it was something that we were very happy to include. especially because, you know, the private sector not always is that they not easily get close to the municipality, but starting on the mobility, we are now moving to different areas, which is the, as you say, the university and the industries, the schools. So also the industries are going to the school to do some education orientation, especially at the last years of the high school. We are doing some applied research with the university in different industries.
But and so this is kind of working group at the level of the city
Yes.
hall together with also the private sector, and then mobility, and good. A direct question to you, if it is possible to get the link to the first project you mentioned, the CO2 Horizon.
Of course.
Yes.
It's a beautiful project, and
yes,
it's
maybe you say a little, because the question, maybe you say a little bit more about this project. Because
yes,
the question was asked.
Then I will ask on the chat. I will write the name of the project. Is this tool? It has been developed by a research institute that it was included in the partnership of this project, and Mantova was a pilot city. So the idea of this tool is to, as I was saying, define the baseline and where the city is now placed in relation to the CO2 emission. And to do that, of course, we need, as municipality, we need to work a lot, because we need to gather all this data that we did have available, but we need to organize this data, and all this data was included in this program. After that, the program tells you, for example, that Mantova city is located, the CO2 emission is 100, let's say a number, 100. So after that, the municipality says, okay, I want to build more cycle path. I want to build, or I want to increase the green areas. I want to work a lot to reduce the car usage, so working on the mobility. And you are, so basically you can insert these activities in the program, and the program at the end tell you, if you do 100 kilometers of cycle path, this will help you to reduce the CO2 emission by 2%. If you also do the green areas, you reduce another 1%. If you work on the efficiency, on the building efficiency, the retrofit, that is a big sector. If you use more renewable, more so, for example, solar panels, you can reduce the CO2 emission by. So at the end, it depends on which are the actions that the municipality is planning to implement. At the end, you can arrive, so which would be the final CO2 emission, considering all these actions that you are trying to implement. So it's very useful, because first of all, it helps you to identify which are the actions that it has the biggest effect on the CO2 emission, because maybe at the end you realize that making cycle path has, yes, it do has a reduction, but working on efficiency is having the highest help on the CO2 reduction. So it helps the municipality to identify the strategy in the next years, so to identify which are the actions that we need to work on, so we achieve our goal of 65% of CO2 reduction within the 2030. And I'm writing now the number of the project.
Thank you. Now, thank you very much for these beautiful presentations you had. Now, I would like to ask you again, all of you. So yeah, because we have also in the attendance, we have companies, and yeah, this event is mainly dedicated to companies, yeah, which want to, they have developed smart city solutions. I mean, they could offer some services. So how can a company, from all over Europe, how can they come into a cooperation with your city or to provide you with some services? So but so how is this done? So I mean, because for example, we see in Tampere they have this AI, the data and AI. In Bucharest we have this sector 6, district 6, we have energy efficiency and waste management and things. In Mantova we've seen this very strong focus on the green, local Green Deal, and there are service providers, which are also here present. Maybe how can they come, to come into a cooperation and also in a contract with your city? How is this possible? How do you see? Maybe I want to answer to this.
Yeah, of course, there are some really long partnerships where the communication and the cooperation kind of like happens automatically and on its own, but we are always open for all the new ideas and players in the field, so to say. For example, City of Tampere arranges a lot of different kind of events that are open for the businesses, not just for the local businesses, but pretty much everyone. So those are kind of like categorized based on some special topics. Also, we have this organization called Business Tampere. It's a part of the wider organization called Business Finland, and the main job of them is kind of like to build these bridges and create more cooperation between the city development and organizations and all the private sector operators, so to say. One of the exciting things what I see is, of course, the know-how and the knowledge that we have kind of like outside of the city organizations. And in the future, I would love to see different kind of companies coming up with their ideas, what we can do, for example, with this EU level data spaces and so on. So kind of like how we can take more and better advantage of the open data opportunities that we have. I think that not very many city has really time to explore themselves. They are focusing also like their own data. So kind of like combining these two areas and worlds would be really, really exciting for the futures.
Thank you. Lucian?
Yes, it's a good question, but we also participate to all kind of brokerage events. Tech shops, tech digital events. So we support this kind of events. So, for example, Polytechnical University makes a tech expo, and we also participate. Even last year in Barcelona, there was in September that huge digital smart city event. So I think that this kind of networking help us to get new ideas from the companies. They also participate, for example, in the development of greening and digitalizing strategy. So with this openness we have, the companies may approach us because they know where we are going and they have digital solutions or technical solutions that we are not aware of. So when we design our, let's say, a platform for social services, then we are more aware of what the technical solutions are on market. So they increase their chance of participating in tenders. And as I told you already, in the international projects that we have with ULGs, local groups, they are there constantly. I mean, when we talk about remoters, when we talk about connecting technological schools with digital environment and work labor market, they are there. It's their interest to be there. So they see that they have a good partner in us, that we try to facilitate the connection between them and education and research and public services. So they are there because we are trustworthy, let's say.
Thank you, Adriana.
Yes, I think a great way of getting involved in the private IT technology sector is the universities, because they are especially those ones that are having IT, but also those ones that are working with the urban development, architecture, of course, engineer. What happened for us is that, and that is a very good way. So the universities really helps, because especially now in this moment in Italy, the universities are being financed by the national government, to get some PhD research together with the public bodies. So they actually asking us to introduce different of their PhD, so they can do this type of studies. And the other great way for us, it was the Horizon program, because that, for example, with the calculator, there was this research institute that was developing this tool, and that helped us a lot. Because at the end, what also happened, I don't know if also for the others, it generally can happen that, a lot of private companies come to sell a product, but there's a problem, because the municipality, we don't have the money to buy programs. We can help on developing, and I think the big heritage that a municipality have, which is the data. We do have, and we are the owner of so much data, that I think we need to try to get an agreement on, we give you our data, for example, for developing specific tools, and that can help on developing specific strategies. So for us, it worked very well, the university and also the Horizon, because in that specific program, but also Interreg program, ICC, with the program that we are now, that program is considering the private and public sector as a very strong point that it needs to be established. So this is
okay
what I think.
Thank you. The next question also to you. So how do you see the cooperation with other cities, and what would you be interested most to cooperate on with other cities? You have already some projects, but what for the future, what would be the most relevant topics for you to cooperate in international projects with other cities, and maybe with the cities that are here present? Adriana, because I see you are with your camera open, maybe you start. The other ones have closed it for a moment.
Yes. I think the cooperation with the other city is a great opportunity, because for two reasons. The first one is because we have the possibility of talking with another mayors and other councillors and understanding how they are doing and what they are doing to solve a specific problem. So the possibility of discussing with other cities is always a very nice opportunity. And the other thing for which I think is great is because, I don't know for the other city, but we always believe that we are the worst city, that we don't have anything, that we are not doing well. But at the end, on these projects, we also get the opportunity to recognize ourselves, Mantova city, as a city that is actually doing well. And we need to do more, but we are not that as bad as we believe. And that is very useful for the technicians, the people that are the technical people that is working in the municipality, that maybe they believe that they are always behind or they are late in achieving some points. And at the end, it's not like that. We realize that Mantova with difficulties, but we are not as bad as we believe. So that it helps in the technical spirits of the workers.
Thank you, Lucian.
We love the opportunities we have here in EU to get into projects with other cities, because we can share the experiences we all have, and this is enriching for all parties. I mean, you cannot consider the fact that one small city cannot teach anything to a bigger one, or a rich city to a poor city, or vice versa. So in every partnerships we have, it's very enriching, and you have plenty of ideas that you can take, adapt, or directly apply into your city. So I encourage everyone here and beyond this panel to enter into partnerships. What we prioritize in this, let's say, in this in next 5 years, or in short, medium and short term, it's greening and smart let's say smart public spaces. How smart public spaces and more greening solutions. Yeah, energy efficiency we are already working, but maybe we lack some ideas how to transform urban environment and to be greener, more inclusive, more and more smart. I mean, not in this service. I'm not sure if you have, for example, we thought about hubs for public hubs, and even we thought about pods, the pods on the lake, on Lacul Mori Lake. I'm not sure if you have this kind of ideas. If you put into place, that would be great to see other cities' experience in making public space more friendly to remote workers, or to just to go in the park and have a nice chat on WhatsApp. Well, I'm kidding. You go in the park. You go in the park, but if you go in the park, you want to be in the middle of nature. But just to put technology in public space. Yeah.
Thank you. Aino.
I totally agree with everyone else, and something to put on top of that. I think that all the future development that is happening now and next, so to say, they are new for us all. We don't have a lot of legislation in place yet. We are still developing that too. We don't know how the AI will be and look like in the future, and so on. So we should be open about the fact among with each other, and yeah, we need more openness, we need more human interaction, we need more sharing questions, hesitations, ideas, and all that. And I think that happens best way by doing cooperation together across the different cities and countries.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. So for this very interesting session. So yeah, if I may wrap up a little bit. So from Tampere, we have heard that yeah, they are very interested in this data processing, AI, and they are already cooperating with companies in this sector, but they are open. So they are open also for other companies. They are organizing events which are not open only to Finnish companies, but internationally. So if you want to get in contact with the city holder, yeah, you should, yeah, sometimes see that you participate to this kind of events. So from the 6th district of Bucharest, we've heard that yes, there are problems coming from the past which are now being solved, but with waste management and energy efficiency, and but also going towards the future smart public spaces. They are present on all relevant international events and brokerage events dedicated to the topic, and also organized by others or even here in Bucharest. So to be part, this leads us to the conclusion how important it is to be part of this kind of brokerage events, as the one we are having now, our traditional event. And from Mantova, yes, they are very strong, focused on the local Green Deal. They are on the or the dual transition of the city, in particular on the green aspects. They are developing a public-private partnership with the companies in terms of mobility, and also working together with the university. And as I understood, they would be, the cooperation with companies is not only monetary, but can be also in terms that the city puts at the disposal of the companies data, so that companies can at their turn, develop, some software, some services based on this data. And I think this non-financial cooperation, it's also of a very great value. Yes, thank you very much to our panelists, and also to you. Our event continues, and I would like now to pass to Silvana, who will tell us what comes next.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Daniel, Aino-Maija, Adriana, and Lucian. Thank you for this really interesting, actually. We knew for sure that it was going to be interesting, but I think that a lot of further information and potential collaborations even, and sharing of experience came out from this. So thank you also, Daniel, for being the moderator of the panel for, I think is the sixth time or the fifth time. Really, really interesting to get to know all the cities, and the idea of actually the purpose of this event and of this panel specifically is, as Daniel was mentioning, to also promote what the cities are doing in terms of smart cities, of plans, of strategies, of exchange of information, and of opportunities for companies, but also research centers, other cities. We know for sure, as you were mentioning, that cooperation and collaboration are key in all of this, as well as, now we have a lot of explanations and potential collaborations also with the citizens themselves, and the inclusion of all the stakeholders of the city. So thank you all for being here. Looking forward to also meet you in person and to come to your cities, even to see what you're currently doing. So we should organize more missions also to the cities. Daniel will actually, with the AI for Citizens project, there will be the possibility we are organizing learning visits between the project partners, as I know was mentioning, but it could be open also to other entities that want to be part of. So thank you very much again.
Thank you. Thank you, Silvana. Thank you, Daniel, Lucian, Aino.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll put you. You are all already in contact, but in fact, we are registering also this event. We'll ask you if it's okay for sharing even the session, because we know it could be of interest even for the participants and other entities that are interested. But we'll send you an email specifically for you. Thank you again, and you are welcome to stay for the following part of the event. If you have time and if you are up for it, we're going to continue with the presentation of ideas and competences for smart cities. But so thank you again. I will share again my screen just to have a quick also even again wrap up on actually, well, we just, for everyone that's listening, these are the names also written so you can know who was speaking, where they're coming from. And as I was mentioning, in fact, and Daniel mentioned it also, this event is actually organized by, let's say, the idea started by from the Italian Technology Cluster for Smart Communities, which is a cluster, you know, a network of companies, research centers, and public administrations at Italian level. So because, you know, that as clusters, our main focus is to support and working the knowledge between entities that are interested in a specific topic. We started to think and talk with different clusters from our network interested in the smart city topics to be able to start to find a way on how to better support our members especially, but not only our members, because we know that everyone in Europe could be interested of this kind of events. So then we came up with this event, Partnership Horizon Europe, which, as I was mentioning, is actually this is the 6th edition. We started in 2021 with like, it was like a small, well, not small, but the first, let's say, pilot event. We like the word pilot, and it was actually a pilot event to see, let's say, incentivize in this case the knowledge and the sharing of and the getting to know of different entities around Europe. In that case, was on smart mobility specific topics. Given that it was successful and the idea of it, like let's say the execution of it was really of interest around Europe, we decided to continue doing it, open it to Smart City, which is more related also to the specific calls that are being open, and to organize different sessions. We actually have 2 editions per year, following, they're usually at least like 2 or 3 months before the closing of some of the European calls. In this case, European calls, of course, that are tackling the smart city topics. So we know that the pillar 2, the clusters 2, 3, and 4 are really tackling different topics on the smart cities. So, and in fact, when you register to the event, you have the possibility to choose which are the specific calls that you are interested in, as well as to explain if you have already ideas or which competences you can offer for the construction of the partnerships and then the development of the proposals. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the 11 European cluster, which are the main organizers of this event, of the 2 sessions of yesterday and today. The first one, let's go up and then down in the order. We're 11. So the first one is the SmartCommunitiesTech cluster, which I'm representing. We are an Italian cluster, as I was mentioning. So we gather around 200 members from all around Italy, working on smart cities and smart communities topics. It can be from mobility, it can be related to infrastructure, to cybersecurity, to safety from people. It's also linked also to data-driven and data economy. So it can be for the cities, but also, you know, for however we can use data to support citizens. In fact, it was one of the topics that we were hearing before in the panel of municipalities. Then we go for the Polo ICT, which is actually a regional cluster here in the Piedmont region, so in Italy too, and is of course focused on ICT. In this case, it's digitalization and application of technologies on different sectors. We're going from automotive to aerospace to mobility to health etc. So that's a other partner. Then we are going towards Spain, and we are seeing the Cluster Digital de Catalunya, which is, as it says, a digitalization-related cluster in the Catalonia region, and their focus is again on ICT applied to different topics as social economy, then digitalization and mobility, etc. Then we're staying in Spain. We're going to the Basque Country though. So the mobility and logistic cluster from Euskadi region, so from Basque Country, they, as it says, are focusing on mobility and logistics from all the, let's say, the value chain. So since the usage of the buses and the cars and etc. to the services for the citizens and for the cities. Then we pass to Romania with Cluster, which, in fact, before you were hearing Daniel, that Daniel was moderating the panel of municipalities representing the Cluster, which is actually the association of Romanian clusters. So it covers the different clusters within Romania and the different topics. I don't know, Daniel, if you want to say 2 words about it, that you're already there. Here.
Yes, thank you, Silvana. So we are the representative body of Romanian clusters, having 53 Romanian clusters in different sectors, renewables, ICT, mobility, but also traditional textiles, wood industry, and so on. And yeah, our main, we are cooperating with the Enterprise Europe Network, with the digital innovation hubs, because our main goal is to promote the internationalization of Romanian clusters, and by them, the internationalization of Romanian SMEs. And this is why we are always participating, looking to participate to this kind of events. Thank you, Silvana, also for giving us the opportunity to co-organize this event.
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, in fact, and actually Daniel was mentioning the European the Enterprise Europe Network and the European Digital Innovation Hubs. In fact, clusters, of course, collaborate with all of them. Some of us are actually involved directly in these initiatives. Some others are in a strict, like we take really close contact, because the idea is to take advantage of all the opportunities and all the, let's say, initiatives that are coming from Europe and, well, from the regions and the government, the national governments, to support always companies, research centers, and cities in their competitiveness. Okay, the last cluster in the first row, in the upper row, is the RAI, that is actually from the Netherlands. It's an automotive industry related cluster, so they're working on automotive but also smart mobility in the cities. Then we're going in the second row, ICT cluster from Bulgaria. As the name says, also they're working and supporting entities working on digitalization and ICT. They have a really core interest also in the manufacturing topic, and they work at a Bulgarian level. So they're based in Sofia, but there are a national cluster that covers different, actually all the country. Then we're going towards next move, so France. In France, we have next move, which is, as it says, a mobility and transport cluster. They are located in the upper region in Ile-de-France and Normandy, and they're working on all the topics related to smart mobility. Then we go to Germany, and we have Key Nordrhein-Westphalia. So they're actually an entity, a cluster that works on AI. So AI applied to different topics, especially, of course, we have the health part, the smart city part, the mobility part, the energy and environment, and there are partners here too. Then we go back to Spain with the smart city cluster that if you were participating to yesterday's session, you heard one of our keynote speakers was the smart city cluster project director, Clara Plata, and she was talking about the different projects that they have involving also smart cities. They work on national level too, in all Spain. And the last of the main cluster organizers of this event is Movinob. It's an automotive cluster from Portugal. They're working on automotive, but also smart cities and smart mobility, especially topics. So I wanted just for you to know who is behind this organization. And well, if you're part of those clusters, we're really happy to be here. If you are part of those countries and cities and regions and you don't know them, we invite you to contact them. You know, the main role of the clusters is to support you. So just, you know, take a quick minute and call them to see what they can or what we can do for you. And then, so I think I will start introducing our second session, like our second session and our second part of the second session of today, which is going to start with the presentation of ideas and competences for smart city projects. So we will have a first part starting with one idea, and then we're gonna hear also 4 different companies pitching competences for the smart city projects. The ideas have a 12 minutes, around 2% what they're developing, because they're great ideas. So, you know, there's more information to be shared, while the competences is more about the expertise, the competence that the company has, and that can be, of course, what can be relevant for participation to projects, developing projects together. So we are gathered with you. There are different speakers from different countries today, and they're gonna go and explain what they're currently doing, and which are their interests in terms of smart city. We'll have a small coffee break, so don't worry. At around 11:35, we'll be on a 10 minutes, 20 minutes actually, kind of coffee break. So everyone can, you know, stretch the legs and take advantage, make quick calls. I know following the event, the entire morning can be a little bit of, you know, you do need to take time for doing so. But the idea here is to make it really dynamic and to make it really interesting for everyone, so you can learn and get in contact, which is the main important information, get in contact with new potential partners, or even people that you already know, but you want to deepen more the knowledge and the collaborations. And then we'll continue with the presentation of other 2 ideas and 4 more competences, and then we'll do a quick wrap up about yesterday and today's event. So without much further ado, then I will call our first speaker, who is Alvaro Mantecon-Rodriguez from BYEvolution Creative Factory, UK.
Morning. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So, am I sharing the?
Yes. Yeah,
right.
exactly. You will share your screen and go ahead.
Go for it. Let me check. Right. Presentation. All right, can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so morning everyone. I'm excited to introduce NDL technology and its transformative role in the building smart cities. NDL offers an ethical, secure, and reliable foundation for managing the vast amounts of data generated to our cities, fostering sustainability and empowering citizens. So let's explore the challenges faced by modern cities and how NDL-enabled smart city can address them. The rapid growth of our cities puts a strain on existing resources, from transportation networks to waste management systems. Concurrently, we face the present challenge of climate change, demanding a shift towards greener solutions. And ultimately, our goal is to create thriving cities that prioritize the needs of the residents and ensure the responsibility use of data. These are the everyday hurdles faced by modern cities. Traffic congestion is a major source of frustration and air pollution. Buildings in general often consume excessive energy, contributing to climate change, waste management, and continues to be a complex issue with environmental and economic implications. Finally, limited citizen engagement can lead to ineffective urban planning that doesn't address the community needs. So in that context, here's where NDL Steps is a game changer for smart city initiatives. NDL technology provides an ethical, secure, and transparent platform for managing the vast amount of data generated by sensor devices and applications throughout the city. Data is encapsulated in a secure container that we call POD, P-O-D, ensuring it's tamper-proof and verifiable. Additionally, the decentralized nature of NDL do away with single points of failure, making the system resistant to manipulation and data breaches. This fosters trust among all stakeholders involved in the actual urban ecosystem. NDL and AI are powerful tools working together to create a smarter city ecosystem. NDL provides an ethical, secure, and reliable foundation for deploying any AI-driven smart city solution and preventing the actual AI to be misused. The NDL network facilitates real-time data exchange between any device like traffic sensors and AI systems, and ensuring they operate with the most up-to-date information in an ethical way. Additionally, secure data storage in those pods ensures data privacy and fosters trust among citizens who are understandably concerned about their data security. We are or are. Imagine a city where residents are empowered to make informed choices. NDL enables smart cities could provide real-time traffic updates and route optimization throughout your smartphone apps, reducing congestion and emission. Personalized and tailor-made recommendations for energy-saving measures will help citizens make eco-friendly choices, lowering their environmental footprint. That's very important. We also implement gamified recycling programs to incentivize participation and educate citizens about responsive waste management. Crucially, NDL can engage citizen engagement by provide secure platforms for feedback and participation in the same decision-making processes. In this case, transparency is key. So we will create data dashboards that allow citizens to see how their city is performing and how resources. The environmental benefits are undeniable. NDL enables smart city is a champion for sustainability. By reducing traffic congestion, we achieve lower emissions and cleaner air. Optimized energy using in building leads to a decreased carbon footprint, contributing to the fight against climate change. Improved waste management practice not only promotes sanitation, but also resource recovery, reducing pollution, and our reliance on landfills. So NDL thrive on collaboration. We seek public-private partnerships that leverage the expertise and resources of governments, businesses, and research institutions. Working together, we can unlock the full potential of the NDL technology. Collaboration with universities and research institutions fosters innovation and knowledge sharing and ensuring that we are always at the forefront of technological advancements. Citizen engagement throughout the process is essential. By working closely with our communities, we can tailor solutions to the specific needs and priorities. So, NDL enables smart cities offers a compelling vision for a brighter urban future. By working together, we can create cities that are resilient, sustainable, and prioritize the needs of the citizens. NDL enables smart cities is more than just a technology project. It's a new opportunity to collaborate and shape the future of the actual city. We invite you to join us on this exciting journey, and definitely thank you for your time and consideration. We welcome any questions later on, or in terms of partnering or anything. You've got my contacts and anything you could ask. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alvaro. Thank you very much for sharing this information and actually the advantages that NDL can technology and apply with AI can provide to the smart cities. I just have a question. Do you have a specific maybe call, or do you have a specific project that you want to develop and that you're planning to develop in the following year, in the following, let's say, month, or?
So far, because anything related with communication, 5G, 6G, because we have developed already the network. We have been selected we are in the UK because the government selected us to be part of the GEP program, but we are based in Spain too. We have our HQ in Malaga and in Manchester in the UK, but we are already involved in several other areas. We are in the military, we are in transport, but definitely changing the smart city concept and bringing the technology that can ensure the actual data and giving back the ownership of data. Because what we have done is developed an actual blockchain, but without the limitations of a blockchain, because we are able to manage up to 1 million transactions per second already. So, and we are managing data, and we are actually distributing in what we call the neural distributed ledger. And so we have to look at very carefully, because what we need is a powerful partner, in this case, a public entity or somebody in a council that wants to actually move on and try to get involved with our technology, with the NDL technology, to bring this ownership to the data and the transparency and resilience of themselves. And then with the AI, because we can protect the actual AI from the misuse, because when the AI is encapsulated in our pod, and data are encapsulated in our pods, they can be tampered. So AI, we are against the bad use of AI, of course, and deep fakes and so on, but that's going to be critical and crucial for development in transport in cities, because it's pretty easy to tamper almost any blockchain, but our technology has now been proved that it is not. We are post-quantum technology encryption, and so far, we are in the way of proving it. So that's why we need partners. I used to be an evaluator for the European Commission before living in the UK, so I'm excited about it. We have a couple of projects too. We were funded in the past by Horizon 2020, so we are excited to move on now, and I'm looking forward to seeing if we can find the right partner.
Definitely, for sure. In fact, I don't know, maybe you are also trying to think about potential pilots. There are different living lab initiatives that allow you to experiment within the cities. So I think it could be even an interesting idea to, have already a case that demonstrates what this technology can do. And as you were mentioning.
Yeah. So maybe building a minimum viable product in a close time so everybody can test it. And then, because it's about how you manage your data. Like I said, data is so important, and there is a huge amount of data to be used, to be shared. We are talking about interoperability. One of the big problems, I know I used to live in northern countries and in Oslo, in Denmark, and they love about sharing, buying one ticket from your place, using your bike, a car, train, plane. Sharing information is key. But nobody actually want to do it. If I'm the owner of a company and I want to share my data with somebody else, with our technology, we can share the information that anybody in the process actually need, and they don't have to keep it, just use it. So it's a big step for interoperability. There is no other way. So hopefully
definitely. Definitely. So it's good to know that there's someone that takes care of our data, because as we all know,
we all know want to know about it. We want to have them. We want to own them. We want to share it sometime, but we want to know what's going to happen afterwards, because that is it. We are losing the info, and we are actually wasting our ownership. We are not receiving back anything. We are creating circular economy, because our ecosystem has got an economy behind it, underneath it, because it's circular. Any signature we do, as any other blockchain, is being paid by the ecosystem that actually want to have that data. So they are paying for using it, and it's giving back to the owner of the data. So that's crucial, because we are making actual circular economy for good, no only words.
Really interesting. I really like this concept also of circular economy of data, which is also really important. So, well, thank you very much, Alvaro. Thank you for sharing all these ideas and information. And for everyone that wants to contact Alvaro, a part of the slides, there is also the link on the B2Match platform. You can write there and ask for meetings. And
yeah, definitely, anything. We are in the UK and in Spain, beautiful Malaga, and in the UK, in Manchester. It's a nice city, but not as nice as Malaga, right? Yeah, cool. Right? Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you very much, Alvaro. And we'll pass to our next speaker of today, Diego Padovan from Siloc. Welcome, Diego. Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
Here I am. Good morning, everyone. So thanks for the opportunity of being here and present our company, our solution, and let's see if there are possibilities to share our knowledge and become partners with you and with you all, of course. So I'll share a small presentation here very quickly. And of course, any question, please stop me or I will answer later. So who is Siloc? We are a cybersecurity company, in particularly focused on offensive security field. So we are almost like hackers, but we are the good guys in this sense. As a matter of fact, what we are trying to do today is to provide the possibility to everyone to get rid of access point to cyber attacks. We developed by our own with a patent an AI-powered cybersecurity solution, which is an enable for those who are trying to secure their system, even from the very first step of the journey towards a complex project and so on. In fact, today we are tackling, we are facing, we are managing the problems of cyber attacks. We are occurring via simple exploitation of vulnerabilities, which, let me say, are more and more facilitated in those contexts where complexity and variety of assets and integration is an issue, because when you have variety, when you have complexity, you have a lot of possibility to have vulnerabilities, and then hackers can be your real threats on the market. So we, of course, trying to secure IT system, helping these 2 out of 3 companies, which today don't have the possibility to have cybersecurity specialists in their team, and they need access proof support to stop these other attacks. So we are allowing these IT guys to perform tests and to overcome vulnerabilities thanks to our ready-to-implement solution. We are an innovative startup. As I said, we have developed this software, and thanks to our platform, it's super easy to start a test, simulate an attack, and receive back a ready-to-implement solution. And when I mean a ready-to-implement solution, I mean something that explains to you how to fix bugs, how to fix vulnerabilities, and so at the end of the day, to help your IT system, your IT guys to stop the possibility to cyber attacks became true. So our service is based basically on 2 separate worlds, the IT network. So we test external surfaces as well as internal networks, including devices, of course. Then we also are capable to understand, like hackers do, your reputation, in terms of surface discovery, in terms of possibility to be attacked by an hacker. And then we also test human factor thanks to our phishing training program. What is our mission today in terms of products, in terms of partnership, and so on? We are already working on smart infrastructures, particularly with intelligence networks, and where, as I mentioned before, complexity is key to understand vulnerabilities. We also operate with partners we have, which has open data and are focused on internet connectivities, of course. And yes, we designed our software like a real-world hacker. So we think that our way to process, test, and provide you solution is the most viable one to understand how the real world works. Yes, we are innovators, we are entrepreneurs, and we developed a very deep tech software that is today appreciated by a lot of partners that we have, in particular in Italy, but also in Switzerland with Kickstarter, where we started a proof of value project with the municipality of Zurich. And in Italy, we have a partnership ongoing with very big and complex company like Leonardo, which is today also facing a lot of, as you probably imagine, a lot of complexity and variety of networks and IT assets. We had a lot of awards, which can be super useful in terms of public competition, public call, and so on, because we already won several of them, and we are already playing with some consortium at EU level, in particular with Star AI, for example, and so on. So we are super open to being part of a consortium, helping secure even from the scratch the IT infrastructure, and also where are already existing complex networks, like for example for smart cities. We had an example, as I mentioned before, in Zurich. We know what it doesn't mean to have complexity in terms of municipality, and how to fix the problems behind and underneath the IT networks. So that's it. 5 minutes time. Sorry to be a little bit in late, but please feel free to ask me anything if you want to have more details. Super happy to share with you.
Thank you, Diego. Thank you very much. Don't worry, we are good on time, so good. You don't have to hurry. I tell to the other companies too, not that you take too much time, but we are okay on time wise. And really interesting to hear about exactly what you're doing, because we all know that as we were talking before, cybersecurity and the protection of data is always important, not only in terms of personal data, but whoever data that company has, right? So it's really of interest to have this component. I don't know how much, maybe just a question on your experience, how much the entities, companies, even cities are aware of this, of the usage of the cybersecurity, and or being, do the vulnerability test and be really secure?
I think that very often companies ask for our support when the problems come out. So when the hackers already did its stuff, so a little bit too late. But in any case, we also work with companies which are super innovator, because they know that their value is there, is online, is reachable by criminals. And in terms of awareness, yes, it's true that 2 out of 3 companies are unprepared, and yes, think about cybersecurity as a cost rather than investment. And but fortunately, in this sense, the initiatives at UL level to foster cybersecurity is helping to effectively have more cybersecurity, more possibility to secure network and data for even small companies. And that's a reality, and that's why we started to work with the consortium and so on, because it's a way to foster an improvement in terms of cybersecurity awareness and readiness against the attacks. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, then, Diego, for the intervention, and for everyone that wants to contact you. There's a B2Match link. We put it in the chat, and yeah, we're available to also provide any contacts again. Thank you. I'll call now our next speaker, Paul Colomer from Drivia, from Spain.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. I have to share the screen, right?
Yes.
Check if it works. No.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Let me quickly finish screen so I can see at the same time. Okay. So nice to meet you. Thank you for inviting us to share our company and what we do. I'm Paul. I'm CEO and founder of Drivia. Drivia, we define ourselves as a data science studio. So we are a service company that we develop tailored artificial intelligence solutions for our clients from completely different sectors. Just to give you some numbers, we are 8 years old. We have more than 100 solutions deployed in our clients, and we are a team of 40 data scientists. As I told you, we have clients from completely different sectors, which is actually more fun to work with. So we have big companies, mostly from Spain. We also have some companies from abroad, like King, for example, which is the company of Candy Crush, which we are helping them to optimize the game. But we have companies from, I don't know, that sells yogurts, sells switch and sockets, sells lobsters, or newspapers, for example. So it's a completely different kind of clients. We also work with European projects. Actually, we participate into Horizon 2020 projects with technical director. So we are kind of familiar with these kind of projects that I'm talking today. I want to just find out some of the projects that might be related more with the smart cities. So, for example, this was a US client, which they want to make a recommendation on where to place a new shop. We start in New York, but then we just expand the same algorithm for many cities in the US. So our client had access to the 5% of the citizens of the US who had the GPS position, but because it was an aggregator that was aggregating data of different apps in the phones, and they're selling the positions. I don't think this is actually legal in Europe, but in the US, you know, they're more wild on this kind of things. So we had the positions, the GPS position of 5% of the population. The idea was to infer where people live. And when we infer where the people live, we could actually infer more or less their salary. And the idea was to describe the potential clients that were working in every street in New York. So we can actually recommend where to place your shop depending on the profile of your client. We made other projects, like for example, this one in Barcelona. This company was a kick scooter company, where actually with an algorithm trying to optimize where they have to deploy their fleet in Barcelona, and then we expanded to other cities in Spain. So the idea was to make an algorithm that actually was predicting the demand of the kick scooter. Then you have your fleet deployed. You calculated the scarcity of kick scooters in different places of the city, that you, as you can see in the image, for example, where the red points are areas in Barcelona where there was a lot of demand of kick scooters. And then you optimize the deployment of your fleet in the city. Okay. There are many projects, and I don't want to bore you, but this is another project. Actually, was a Horizon 2020 with different city councils in Catalonia, and the idea was to make a recommendation for social aid recommendation. So the idea there are many social aids in some city halls, but some citizens doesn't even know that they exist. So the idea was to make a recommendation system where citizens can get emails and with social aids that might apply to them in order to actually increase the people that can ask for those social aids, for example. And yeah, just to finish, we have two kind of services. So from one side, we have this development of solutions, which is our main activity, but also there are many of our clients that they know they have data, it has a lot of value, but they don't know what actually do with them. So we have another strategic service that actually we go with our client in order to identify the challenges that can be faced with data and artificial intelligence. So yeah, finally, our pillars, I think, is our team. We are 40 data scientists, which most of them come from the academia as the founders, but we have already 8 years of experience in the private sector. We have a really specific embedded methodology to face those kind of projects, which are really uncertain. So we really need to make an agile methodology in order to tackle the different challenges that may arise during this kind of projects. And finally, we really have all the solutions that we develop are open source solutions that we transfer to our client, and we also try on the intellectual property to our clients in order that they can be as autonomous as possible. And so yeah, just looking for any partnership in which someone needs a technological partner in order to develop an artificial intelligence model in the solution, I think we might fit. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you for sharing also what you're doing and also the different experiences that you have, not only in Europe, but also abroad. In fact, I think for you, it's always interesting to know how the different countries also approach data, what they can do with it. And well, I think we are fortunate that we have a little bit more protection of our data by law that in other countries.
Yes.
Okay, so for everyone that wants to contact Paul and Livia, you can use, well, there's a contact, and also through the B2Match platform, you can contact them and ask them for meetings and deepen the knowledge. Thank you again, Paul. And we're gonna call our next speaker, which is Enrico Sabatini from Open Impact.
Here I am. Thanks,
Hello.
Silvana. Hello, good morning, everyone. And thanks for being here. So let me just share my screen and start with my presentation. Okay. Let me just set the presentation setting. Okay, you should see everything now. Okay, so thanks again. I am Enrico, as Silvana introduced me. I'm from Open Impact, which is a spin-off of research of the University of Milano Bicocca. We were established in 2019 as a spin-off of the University of Tor Vergata in Rome, but then we moved to Milan. Since then, since 2019, we've been working with public and private organizations in Italy mostly, but we've been expanding into the European market recently. And we are more and more engaged in European projects as impact assessors, and specifically, we're also part in a couple of Horizon Europe projects, and we are for sure interested in expanding our collaborations with other organizations interested in impact assessment and in having an expert in ecosystem impact assessment in their projects. These are the areas that we are active in. We support organizations and consortia in defining their impact strategies, and most importantly, providing ICT-based tools and services aimed at monitoring and assessing and communicating the impact, the social, economic, and environmental impact of projects and initiatives. We're also involved in a research. Since we are a spin-off of research, this is our core beating heart. We were born from the university, so this is really at the core of our work, research. Most of my colleagues are professors and researchers at the University of Milano Bicocca, and we really give a lot of importance to research and innovation. And finally, we are involved in projects, EU projects, fostering impact-driven ecosystems to drive positive changes in a series of sectors and areas. We are quite transversal in our approach. This is our other project, which is our School of Impact, the Open Impact Academy that we launched in 2022, and that serves as a way to spread the culture of impact and to transfer skills related to impact assessment, measurement, to any kind of organizations, be them public, private, for profit, and not for profit. Diving into our possible contribution within Horizon Europe projects, as said, we are the impact experts. What we normally do is providing support for the writing as far as the impact sections of the Horizon forms are concerned. We have developed tools, we have refined our methodologies, applied them to that specific sections of the Horizon Europe form that, as you know, are very important for the evaluators. Impact sections. Impact is one of the criterion that is most valued in Horizon Europe projects. And of course, we are also active in the implementation phase if the project is funded, concerning all the activities related to impact assessment and management. And in particular, these activities are normally encompassed in a work package that we call impact management. It's a comprehensive work package where we co-design the impact framework together with the partners. We co-define indicators, KPIs, financial proxies if available, because one of the methodologies that we use can be the social return on investment, which is a quantitative monetization-based methodology that helps us translating the impact of the project into monetary terms. But this is not the only methodology that we use. We'll see it in a while. And also doing impact monitoring and assessment activities along the way. We normally produce interactive dashboard that show the impact of the project, the generated impact of the project in real time. And finally, in the context of Horizon Europe projects, we also deal with impact reporting and dissemination. Two of the deliverables that we usually produce are impact report and policy recommendations, impact-driven policy recommendations that are employed to inspire policymakers based on the innovations developed in the project, based on the impact results tracked and assessed during the project. So this is our proposal in European projects, and in particular within Horizon Europe projects. As mentioned, we use a blended approach, both quantitative methodologies, including the social return on investment methodology that I already mentioned, but also qualitative methodologies when measuring and assessing the impact. And one of these methodologies that we employ, which is one of the most acknowledged one, is the theory of change. These are this is an example of, these are excerpts from our Open Impact platform, which is our flagship digital tool that is used to design, measure, assess, and communicate through effective database features the impact generated by the project. The other digital tool that we have is our Open Impact database, which is our database containing a huge quantity of impact data that we collected and systematized all over the year from recently, since our establishment, and which we use to support the co-design of impact framework at the beginning of the project and also in the writing phase. These two are the main digital tools that we use both in the application and the implementation phase. These are the projects that we've been involved in. As you can see, we're active both in research and innovation projects financed by Horizon Europe, as well as in COSME, Erasmus+, AMIF, and also other national projects that we've involved in, but I mean, for reasons of space, I didn't insert here in the presentation. The topics, the sectors are quite diverse, from cultural welfare to urban regeneration, to sustainable tourism, to social economy related projects, regenerative agriculture, and smart city projects. So as said before, we are quite transversal in our approach. What we apply is a methodology, and most importantly, I would say we're not a consultancy. I mean, we are consultancy when we work together with an organization in B2B relationships. But in the case of European projects, our approach is, is cooperative. So we offer our services. We don't ask any fee. We just propose ourselves as partners in case a consortium requires our expertise in impact assessment. So I thought it was important to say. We're part of SmartCommunitiesTech. We're very proud to be part of this network of change makers in the smart cities and community sectors. We are quite active in urban regeneration and social innovation projects. We've received news recently by the European Commission that we won a project financed by the European Urban Initiative with the municipality of Milan as coordinator, and we're very proud to be part of this urban regeneration project about the regeneration of urban park in the city of Milan. And I didn't include this project in the list because it's actually starting now, so it's not part of our curriculum, but it will be. Yeah, this is a snapshot of our network, European network, clients. As said, we've been working with public organizations, also high-level public administrations in Italy, regions, municipalities, as well as SMEs, businesses, corporate, small associations, banks, and also third sector organizations, both in Italy and in Europe. This is me, my contacts, and again, if you want to know more about us, I can also share some materials afterwards. You have my email, and I'm glad to collaborate in these and other programs if you're interested in our services. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Enrico. Thank you for everything. And yes, for everyone that wants to contact Enrico, you can contact him to that and through the B2Match link that my colleagues will be posting in the chat.
Thank you.
Just post. Thank you, Enrico. I will call our next speaker now, who is Uldis Karlovs-Karlovskis from Zen IS. Hello.
Hello. I'll try to stick to the time. So I'm Uldis Karlovs-Karlovskis. Hello, everyone. At Zen Yes, we help customers to get ahead of the market and stay there. And we do it in transparent, professional ways. And we definitely work on long-term partnerships. So why this matters in the first place? If we look at some data, then today, or for the last couple of years, only 11% of the companies actually manage to stay ahead of the market, and the gap between other 89% is just growing, the gap as such. So what's new today? Obviously, artificial intelligence now is in every presentation, but we don't sell AI products. We help our customers to build them. And then it depends what's actually needed. I've been in IT for 20 years. I'd say I know this and that. I'm the CTO of Zen IS. Then here's 3 pillars, how we look at our services. Definitely, we could say that we do consultancy and we are not ashamed of it. So the first pillar is around helping to adopt AI to become AI ready. Then the digitalization still is a thing around the world, depends on a company, depends on industry, but there's different ways how we can help with that. So that first you become digital, and only then we can talk about real AI use cases instead of just playing with ChatGPT. And then on operational side, how to keep costs low, how to keep things efficient, how to move from bureaucracy to automation and so on, so that the actual core business can focus on what matters instead of spend time into endless meetings talking about some server somewhere. There's one simple case which now is online for a couple of years already, the Business Go LV, which was the project ordered by Latvian government, and it's for business development on a country level. The other project I decided to show is funded by the European Union, basically a search database so that the providers can find the customers, a B2B platform. So definitely feel free to find me on the platform or send me an email, or let's just set up a talk. Then here's a quick example what you can do with Gen AI. We like to play with those things as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Uldis, really interesting also these images and how you can do, and actually what you're currently doing in terms of supporting companies in implementing AI. So for everyone that wants to contact you, there's the contact details, and also in the B2Match, there's also my colleagues are putting right now the link for you. So thank you very much, and well, we're gonna go now in a quick coffee break, and we'll be back at 11:55. So see you here for the next presentation of ideas and competencies. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our second part of the second session of Partnership Horizon Europe. We are coming back with more presentations on great ideas and competences. And our first speaker is Andrea Scalogna from Mercato Itinerante from Italy. Hello, Andrea.
Hello, everybody. So, first of all, thanks for the invitation to have this opportunity to present our company. And I'm sharing my screen. Okay, can you see it?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so welcome to the presentation of Mercato Itinerante. Our claim is when you can't go to the market, the sustainable market comes to you. We start from a problem, a different problem from citizen side and worker side. For instance, many people struggle to find parking near the market, or the time of work. It's exactly coincide with the time of when the open air market is open. So sometimes they prefer to go to the supermarket or to find a different way for buying their fresh products. At the same time, nearly all market vendors are experiencing a decline in customers, leading many to close their business. Although they are skilled in their trades, they often lack the cross-functional skills needs to innovate and attract new customers. In Italy, during the last years, many licensed commerce were closed. So it's about 24,000 people that left their job. And it's about 25% of market sellers. And in Turin, the situation is quite similar because in the last years, 8 local markets were closed. And we registered the minus 38% of occupied stalls. For little shops, the situation is similar because we registered like minus 2,600 shops that were closed during the same period. And it's about 15%. What is the market? The open air markets are a center of the culture, of the tradition, of the community, of society for many peoples, and also is a place where people can find really good products and really good price. What they need to introduce technology and try to defend their skills and try to integrate the opportunity to reach more customers. Our vision is to introduce technology in the open air markets for becoming again the heart of sustainable commerce in the city. So what we did, we developed a marketplace that just is the connection between sellers and citizens. From vendor sides, every vendor has an online management dashboard that they can control in autonomy their catalogs of products. They receive digital education from us. They also can control all the products and receive digital payment, and they can choose customer category selection. So they can choose if they want to sell to B2B or B2C customers, or also for company customers. For the first time, every seller is not just a single entity, but they receive coordinated communication. And so is like a group and not just one individual. And also they can receive integrated logistics. From customer sides, every customer can choose from which market they want to buy, and they can buy from multiple stores just in one order, and can ask for personalization of products. So they can, for example, choose the ripeness of level of fruits, vacuum sealing from meat or cheese, the cleaning of fish, the coffee grading based on if they prefer for using for mocha pot or for espresso machine. So every question that usually customers ask directly to the stars, we can reproduce in a digital way. And of course, they can receive their products at home or in the office. And for HoReCa sector, we manage also all the invoice from the vendors. This is not just a marketplace, but is generating of impacts. We cover different areas from support for small business, food education, adequate work, innovation, equal opportunity, sustainable areas, reuse, and zero emission. From when we start to now, we are open in 2 markets in Turin, in Porta Palazzo, that is the biggest open-air market in Europe. And till now, we sold more than 100,000 products, and we manage more than 22,000 orders for vendors. In terms of social impact, we educated more than 100 activities that with 23% from local farms, and we work with 13 different nationalities. At the same time, we work with the association and the cooperative for the integration of vulnerable individuals into the logistic and in the management markets activities. In terms of foods, right now we have 3,200 products in our platform and 380 products kilometer zero, so from the local territory, and 15 from community mountain, because we are integrating products that comes from around the city and we distributed that in the city center. At the same time, we are working for anti-waste service with 5 stars. This is a project for HoReCa that can buy all the products from every stars with a really good price and give to the products more life and more life. In terms of environmental, we all the logistic is defined by cargo bike, and right now we of course we create zero noise pollution, and we have saved 6,500 kilograms of CO2. At the same time, we developed a reuse packaging system that saved 37,000 plastic bags. In terms of impact, right now our impact from social, economical, food, and environment was reporting with the University of Turin in a co-op project work, and we plan to certificate all the impact by the end of this year. We work with many stakeholders in the region of Piedmont, and we signed the convention with Einaudi, Fondazione Compagnia San Paolo, Fondazione Links, Fondazione Motovelodromo, and we are in progress with Camera di Commercio, Piemonte Nova, Federalberghi, and the University of Turin, and many others. Which is the project for the Horizon project is the 4P model. So the partnership between public sector, no-profit association, and profit company. Because this collaboration can give to the public sector the possibility to maximizing the public spending in a sustainable way in terms of social, environmental, economic, and food. For the no-profit can give the opportunity to integrate people and to manage the district market because they are already present in every district in the city. And for the profit company, so for Mercato Itinerante or for other company, we can continue to develop innovative system and create a circular economy, green logistic, work integration, and our plan is to training for the non-profit organization to manage every single market in the area of Turin and also in other cities in Italy and in Europe. In terms of technology, we want to introduce artificial intelligence into the market because vendors usually don't have many technology competence. So artificial intelligence can help them in the managing their online stores and also to manage the information about products. And for customers, it could be to suggest product from the territory or with a controlled supply chain. The benefits is to reduce the technology gap with large-scale retail. Another implementation could be the blockchain for the traceability of the products and for giving safety for customers. So all the information that they need about every product that they could find in the platform. The last one is the ER that can improve the physical experience of the marketing by the physical marketing by showing information about every product and also help people, help citizens to find the stars and to find information about stars and products too. Our team, we have many competence in terms of management, in terms of logistic and operation, developing, communication, and we have also a group of advisors that have many experience in food production distribution, in artificial intelligence, in omni-channel marketing and communication, and in law. Of course, we are not alone because we are collaborating with, as I told before, with a social cooperative like Esserci, with the Recentro Brand, Impact Hub, Torino, Social Fair, Torino Social Impact, and many others. So thanks for the opportunity again to present during this panel. And here there are my contacts. And of course, if you have every question you can ask. Thank you.
Very much, Andrea. Thank you for your presentation of the idea. Really interesting and really also important, the social economy part and the social impact that project can generate in the different cities and environments. So for everyone that wants to contact Andrea, here is the contact, and also you can write him through the B2Match platform and ask him for meetings. So thank you very much, and I will call our next speaker, which is Ana Lopez from Into AI Spain.
Hello.
Hello, Ana.
Can you hear me, everybody?
We can hear you. We can see you.
Hello. How are you? Thank you very much to invite us in this event. For us, it's the first time we are attending this international event, so I hope to not mess it up a little bit. I don't know if you can see my screen right now.
Yes.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Well, Into AI is a company that...
You can go in presentation mode if you prefer to, because we're seeing it normally, but you can choose.
Again, sorry?
You can go into presentation mode if you want, because now we're seeing it only, you know, the PowerPoint.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try, because sometimes when I put the slide presentation, I cannot see me explaining, and I don't know if you can see the full display, or do you see the control one?
We're seeing the full display right now. So
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. Sorry, because I can't see my screen well. Thank you again for inviting us. In general, Into-I, as I said, we're not, is the first time we participate in this kind of events and also in these programs. So mostly we don't came with an idea. We have a couple of ideas because as part of our capabilities is to combine the technology and the capacities of AI with other services and other systems. So let me continue. Okay, Into-I, can you see? Okay, Into-I is a digital company, but we start recently in the 2020 during pandemic. So it was a little struggle to be a startup that has to start supporting companies and hospitals in the moment, and we tried now to support the operations of our clients to step up in the transformation of their business using artificial intelligence. Our founders are based in, are researchers, as you can see. Most of them are still giving classes, but also because of their background, they are supporting also companies, and they are our core based in the company, in our operations. What do we do? Well, we mainly do data driving, supporting by decision making and processes that somehow help to the companies to use properly the data that they have that sometimes doesn't know how to use. In case of artificial vision, we help especially the data through the analysis of images to identify certain, requirements, talking about food or talking about cities, especially in security and in people. And actually, we were looking for supporting hospitals during the outbreak. Recently, we started with generative AI, which is one of the most demanded services we have. And it will be very useful for many interests in projects that you bring in this event, in this conference, let's say. Actually, the ideas that I came with in this case, we were talking about the virtual assistants or apps that can provide information in tourist destinations. And that means that Europe is a great area, especially in Central Europe. There are so many nice spots, but sometimes when visitors came, they don't know, and it's not easy to locate sometimes the information points, and we consider to assist in somehow this analysis to both let's say users, from one side the tourists and the other the providers of any amenities that they have in the city. We also were thinking about health. We're still thinking that health analytics is still support, and it's something that we need to be aware all the time since 2020. The early detections of any circumstances in any person that is abroad visiting a city, it's important to be aware and informed about the situation somehow. So we were thinking about devices or installing an app that and somehow help the visitors, or maybe talking about hospitals as well, to detect any situation that might be considered as a harmful or danger in the moment, considering alarms or anything that can be necessary in situations like that. I feel that I have a very short presentation, but the idea for us is to put in let's say in the table our capabilities as providers of AI. I don't know if we have some questions at the end of these presentations.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much. And to explain us what you are doing and share with us the expertise and competences that you have and interest. There's a question and answer section, but you don't have
at the end.
Exactly. So for everyone that wants to contact Anna, you can do it through B2Match. There's a link already in the chat, and then yeah, also through your email that you're sharing right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And I will call our next speaker, Francesca De Finis from Stand Up. Anna, if you can take the sharing of the screen off. So, okay, perfect. Hello, Francesca.
Hello, good morning, everybody. I'm glad to be here today. So I'm going to share with you a brief presentation on Stand Up. Just a second, I'll share my screen. See. Okay, so
perfect.
Our purpose at Stand Up is to unveil the hidden beauty of territories. So far, we have been working on the cultural heritage of Italy. We are a women startup, and we have a social vocation because we are dedicated to the enhancement of cultural heritage. In the past 3 years, we have been digitally mapping 70,700 places. Actually, it's a slightly bigger number because thanks to user-generated content, this number grows day by day. And at this mapping, you can find it in our app, that is the first app dedicated and inspired to the Stendhal syndrome, and it's available in the Play and App Store. We were 3 founding partners. One is myself, the other 2 are Barbara Pinna and Maria Elena Di Corato. Maria Elena is an architect and Barbara is a brand director, and she's an advisor because she's still active in a big company. And over the past 2 years, we have incorporated a couple of what we call, diversity partners. So we do have some men, Roberto Barelli, which is the CTO, and Stefano Vecchi, our advisor, and Isa Polli, our advisor. So it's 6 of us. And what is that we do? Well, actually, we do digital storytelling. To do digital storytelling, there is some technology that it's needed. And our end goal is to make people to discover and go and visit new cultural spots. So it's not about a fruition of culture from your computer at home in a virtual way. But we believe that for the economy of the territories, is very important that people actually are stimulated to go and do cultural visits. But on cultural heritage, not everyone has the same interest. In fact, what we use is artificial intelligence to try to make the right suggestion at the right time to our users. I make also always this example. It's a bit what Amazon is doing with us to push us to spend more money. In this case, we do it to push people to visit more cultural places. We also bring to life intangible beauty through extended reality to better engage tourists, but also citizens of all ages. And we use image recognition and geolocation to help people to navigate the city through the lenses of a cultural heritage. An algorithm proposes tailor-made itineraries with a proximity logic, which is encouraging, walking distance or bicycle distance to reduce CO2 emissions. As said, on cultural heritage, not everyone has the same interests. In fact, what we have done is that we have performed a clusterization of cultural tourists, and you can see that the dimension of the clusters varies a lot. So we have a big clusters like 30%, 26% of people that behave with culture in certain ways, but also very small clusters like 3 or 2% of people that maybe are crazy about, I don't know, cinema and theater, but they're not very interested in museums, for instance. So this was part of a project that was one of the winning in the Future City Call of City Next last year. The name of the project is Tailor-Made Torino su misura, and we had a vertical use case on the Museo Diffuso of Resistance here in Torino. The call is still ongoing. We are towards the end, so we first presented our demo a couple of days ago at the 5G towards 6G conference. How does it work? So basically, the app helps people to discover things to see around their position. They can choose whether to follow our advice in terms of itinerary or see something different, or if they want to explore another area. For instance, I'm here in Torino, but I want to explore Palermo because I'm going to Palermo next week. I can also do this. And the app is showing showing the itinerary on the mobile phone. And then we give suggestions, and within that there is also virtual and augmented reality content to better engage people about the places that are visiting. Another project that we are working on is called Torino for You. In this case, the use case is Torino UNESCO Creative City for Design. The key stakeholder is the Torino municipality, and this is aligned with the Ministry of Tourism program for promoting all the municipalities belonging to the UNESCO Creative City network. And what Stand Up is doing is that we will bring the iconic masterpieces of design to the city center of the city through augmented reality. So we will extend the availability of design-related attractions from the usual locations that sometimes are not very reachable by people because they are a bit in the outskirts of the city. And so we are going to produce, I would say, between 6 and 10 extended reality models of design that will appear in selected spots in the city center. And people will be able to see this by opening their phone camera and checking one building in the area. And with image recognition, then it will be possible to then make appearing the content in augmented reality with a bit of storytelling. And this is only possible thanks to 5G coverage, because we are going to test our solution with large groups and classes in order to check the resistance of the 5G networks to the streaming of such a content, which is can be very heavy in some cases. So this is it on my side. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm available for any question you may have.
Thank you very much, Francesca. Thank you for sharing this information. And actually, really interesting. In fact, today, all the companies and presentations are related to data, but also to the social impact and the storytelling, and how to involve more and better all the citizens and people within the smart cities. So thank you very much for the presentation, and I will call our next speaker now, Maria Alejandra León Aguirre from Circularize.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, Maria Alejandra.
Let me share my screen. Do you see my presentation in the full mode?
Perfect, yes.
Yeah, perfect. Well, hi everybody. My name is Maria Alejandra, and I work for Circularize, that it's a company based in the Netherlands. And we bring, as you can see in here, the transparency and traceability for supply chains. So what started Circularize, it's the increased need for compliance and for being able to prove your claims in regulations, for example, or in, for example, knowing how much of your products have X or Y or Z content. So given the increasing needs of, or the increasing regulations that you see out there, for example, the digital product passports or the eco design or any other need for compliance, is that companies are every day wanting to have more and more information from their value chains. So as I mentioned before, also it's important to be able to claim, for example, how much recycled content you have, how much bio-based, how much organic content is in your products. And for this, it's not only enough to just say it, but you need to prove it, because of course, as you saw it in the previous slide, there are some green claims that, or greenwashing, that is not properly done. So companies are claiming things that is not true. So the issue of having this traceability among value chains is that the companies do not trust enough the current systems. So the way of sharing information is not trusted. They are, of course, scared of the breaches in the information. And of course, having their recipes out there will infringe in their IPs. And then this is a big issue for companies, as well as there is not enough understanding of the full value chain. So normally, companies know about their suppliers' information, but they don't know any further upstream, which is a big issue when you want to comply and to understand whether your products come from central areas, or if your suppliers or the suppliers of your suppliers have used any substance that they should not. So these are the industry challenges that we're facing right now. The data sharing is not really something that companies are willing to do, given all the issues that I just mentioned. There is a lot of resources that are not currently being used because they don't know at the end of life what are the composition and then how to handle them. There is a lot of greenwashing again because there is no validatable claims. And finally, there are all this legislation coming and pushing for companies to do these things. So as I mentioned, the way that the currently traceability is happening is that companies need to send an email to their suppliers to know what is the percentage of certain compositions, or if they comply with certain things or not. And then suppliers don't even sometimes have the answer. So they will have to reach back to their suppliers, and then this converts into a chain of emails that takes a lot of time. It's really labor intensive, and sometimes it's not even truth and it's prone to error. So that's where Circularize comes. And the idea is that we can provide this full traceability. We can complete the circle and enable for products at the end of life to become again usable for the value chain, as well as to be able to communicate the different stakeholders and improve their own processes internally. So for example, this is an example of what we could do. It's what we are currently doing, and it's a battery passport. So you might be familiar with the digital product passport and how important they are, and all the increasing regulations around having these passports being already in the market in 2 years. So this is a battery passport, and when you scan a QR code in the batteries, you can see different information, as you can see in here, the model, the type, the LCA or GHG emissions, different durability, and other properties. So you can see when scanning this QR code, different information from the full value chain, and you can even get for example, these analytics and these diagrams to see the value chain. So where has the product been, what type of components make up this product, the different chemical elements or the different sourcing compositions, so if it's virgin, bio-based, recycle, etc., you can have this traceability and then be able to make all these claims and comply with the different regulations that you want to. So we have worked with various amount of companies, and we have been in multiple projects. And this is an example of, for example, you can trace even for, as you see in the screen, you can have the traceability of this bag, of this suitcase, and then be able to get since the polymers up to whatever builds your product. So again, the value of the digital product passports that they enable you for compliance, as well as to safely share the information that you want from your products without having the fear of having this information out there and getting your competitors on it, because you can clearly state what exactly you want to share and who you want to share with. And because it's based on blockchain, then we have this information clearly validated by multiple stakeholders, let's say, but they do not see your data, but only the claims, let's say, or the keys that are, or the tokens that are transferred within within the blockchain. It enables the compliance and it mitigates the risk along the value chain, because it enables you to know where, for example, products come and be able to be resilient and build resilient value chains and avoid, for example, having issues of not having enough products within your value chain because there is a shortage on a specific area, and then you can act upon it early. So this is a short overview of Circularize. And yeah, I'm open to talking to anyone who would like to connect with me on the platform. And thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Maria Alejandra. And thank you a lot for sharing what you're currently doing. In fact, this digital product passport thing really, really interesting and important, as you were mentioning, and all the circularity and circular part of every value chain is, of course, really relevant, especially nowadays that we have to take care of our environment, ecosystem, and everything. So thank you very much. Really happy to have you here again. And for everyone that wants to contact Maria Alejandra, you can contact her to the B2Match link that my colleagues will be posting now. Actually, just posting. Thank you. And I will be calling our next speaker, Nicolas Molinaro from BYEvolution. Hello, Nicolas.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Silvana.
Good morning.
Can you hear me? Can you see me clearly?
Clearly, everything.
Okay. I will share my screen. Okay. Can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to speak at this prestigious event. I'm Nicolas Molinario, and I work as a business developer at BYEvolution. I'm delighted to present our company, our expertise and competence, and our innovative project, SHY, which aligns perfectly with Horizon Europe's vision for smarter and more sustainable cities. BYEvolution SRL was founded by researchers and university professors with over 15 years of expertise in data analysis. We specialize in software solutions for human-centric artificial intelligence, machine learning, and big data. Our mission is to enhance sustainability, productivity, and competitiveness across various sectors, including giving the origin of most of the requests received to date, sustainable building, Industry 5.0, digital healthcare, and outdoor air quality. Our vision is to harness sustainable human-centric AI to transform urban environments into smart cities. Smart city projects face significant challenges, including integrating advanced technology in ways that are both sustainable and accessible to all residents. To address these challenges, we are developing SHY. SHY stands for Sustainable Human-Centric Artificial Intelligence. It's not just another black box, it's an ally for both people and the environment. SHY leverages our patent-pending AI, machine learning, and knowledge graph technology to ensure simplicity, sustainability, and traceability. Our focus is on empowering city administrators, planners, and citizens to make data-driven decisions that enhance urban living, reduce environmental impact, and ensure inclusivity. Simplicity, because SHY's intuitive interface allows users, regardless of technical expertise, to interact with and analyze real-time data through easy-to-use text and voice commands. Sustainability is by employing domain-specific machine learning models. SHY makes accurate predictions while minimizing the environmental impact, supporting the European Green Goals for smart cities. Traceability, considering that SHI uses knowledge graphs to verify information, ensuring accountability and transparency, and then complying with the AI Act's transparency requirements. SHI is a vital tool for creating smarter, more sustainable human environments, making it an ideal solution for smart city projects, aiming to improve quality of life while achieving environmental sustainability. Let's take a glimpse on some of our successful business cases. In September 2021, we collaborated with an energy service company on energy management for residential buildings. SHI identified anomalies in monitoring systems, guided maintenance planning, and simulated energy consumption and comfort levels in more than 500 residential buildings. This led the clients to consider fully automating their systems. In September 2023, we partnered with BYEvolution, a manufacturer of chemical analyzers, to detect odors in water treatment plants, landfills, and refineries. SHI integrated with microgas chromatographs to detect volatile compounds, including previously unknown ones, prompting the clients to expand SHI's application to classify and quantify pollutants. In January 2024, we launched the Cancer Virtual Lab with the Earth Oncology Institute, the University of Bologna, and the EPUB Foundation. This project aims to enhance cancer research with advanced AI tools, reducing analysis time and supporting scientific discovery. Our goal is to bring SHI to market as a responsible, sustainable AI solution. We are currently developing a demo, seeking new pilot projects and partnerships, and preparing for a seed round in early 2025. We envision a future where SHI helps tackle sustainability and innovation challenges, leading to this concept: artificial intelligence sustainable for everyone. Here you can find my email contact. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to exploring potential collaboration to make our city smarter and more sustainable together.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. Thank you, and for sharing all the information and what you are currently doing, and also your experience overall. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think we're waiting for our next speaker, which is still not yet done. Okay, so then just one minute to see if they'll be able to connect. If not, we go to our last part of the project.
So if you are referring to me, then I am connected.
No. Yes, in fact, I was saying to you to wait because we still have one presentation of a company.
Okay.
And but they're having problems. I think I don't know why, but I'm just checking if they will be able to connect. If not, we continue, because that way yours is the, let's say, the last part, and is a part of the project, right? So. Just 1 minute to everyone, and we'll be with you right ahead. Okay. So meanwhile, let's just give them 1 more minute, and if not, we can continue with the plan. I want to thank everyone that is following us and that is being really active in the participation and in the B2B meetings. You can all, of course, always continue organizing B2B meetings until the 5th of July. That is actually, you know, the platform will be open until that moment to do B2Bs. Okay. So since the company cannot connect, but you find their contact in the agenda, and you will be able to ask any meetings with them to deepen their knowledge. So then we are gonna pass to you. Actually, so thanks again to the companies and entities that presented, and now we're gonna we have Dan Gutel from the Bavarian Research Alliance and part of the Enterprise Europe Network of the Bavarian region, who is gonna talk about a really interesting support service that they have to develop project proposals. Go, Dan.
Yes, thank you. So first of all, I'm trying to share the correct screen. So let me know if you see my presentation. Yes. In presentation mode.
In presentation, everything perfect. You can go ahead.
Okay, just a second. The thing is, I have 4 screens, so yeah, okay. Now I can start. So, hello, good morning or good afternoon. I don't know exactly. We're at the edge of it. I'm Dan Gutu, a scientific officer from the Bavarian Research Alliance. And I'm going to present to you today the Bavarian Research Alliance, what it is, what is the concept behind it, and the services the Bavarian Research Alliance, also called BYEfor, is offering. And indeed, at the end of the presentation, you will find out it's something, well, really interesting and relevant for all of you that have presented yourself, your companies, and your ideas of authoring or joining projects. But first of all, what is the Bavarian Research Alliance? We are part of a big initiative of the Bavarian state government. You know, Germany is a federal country, Bavaria is one state of it, the Free State of Bavaria. And they had this initiative to create the so-called Bavarian Research and Innovation Agency. It was not called 2010 Bavarian Research and Innovation Agency. It changed several times the name, but the concept remained the same. And what was the basic idea of it? To be a regional network for efficient technology transfer within Bavaria, all kinds of advisory services on funding possibilities at regional, national, and at European level, especially then EU funding acquisition for Bavarian actors, especially universities and also SMEs. In order to increase the innovation potential of Bavarian SMEs and to transfer research findings and results to innovative products and services of companies. And Bavarian Research Alliance is part of, as mentioned, Bavarian Research and Innovation Agency, together with 3 other experienced partners. So here they are called, they are listed, Forschungsstiftung, that gives financial support mainly to SMEs from Bavaria, Patent Alliance that helps companies and also universities, research facilities from Bavaria to get their patent for their ideas and for their innovations they create. Then this Bavaria Innovative, the big one, that is helping mainly on national funding, and us, Bavarian Research Alliance, doing, and well, I will tell you immediately what we are doing. But okay, I can just say this European funding, this is our specialty. We are also internationally networked, not only regionally networked, because we are part of the big Enterprise Europe network. I don't think it is necessary to explain more in detail what the Enterprise Europe network is. It is indeed something very, very good, something very a very good network to support SMEs Europe-wide. And you see there are 7 Enterprise Europe network partners in Bavaria. We are one of them. Okay, so now which are our services? And you might remember the Open Impact speaker that presented the company, a really interesting concept. Well, our concept also goes in this direction, but also has several differences to this. And I can say it is very interesting for all of you that are present here, and also interesting for synergies, for cooperation. So which are our services? To summarize, we are a sort of funding agency, a limited funding agency, the so-called Bavarian funding program, for initiation of international projects. Then we are part of EN and offer some EN services, some EN advisory services. And finally, we offer extended advisory services for EU funding for Bavarian actors, universities, research facilities, and SMEs, but also big companies. And now I will explain these three services in detail. First of all, us as funding agency, the so-called BYEvolution. It can be it is intended for Bavarian scientists, but it is interesting Europe-wide. Why? And even worldwide. Why? Because we are offering financial support to Bavarian professors either to go abroad and establish first contact with other scientists in order to start doing research and maybe also EU project proposals, but also vice versa. These professors from Bavaria can invite scientists from everywhere over Europe to come to Bavaria to visit them and set up first contact in order to eventually work out EU project proposals. So there must be at least one international partner in this in one application, either to visit him or that this partner comes to Germany, to Bavaria. A maximum grant that can be given per application is 10,000 euros, and we can finance a stay of up to 21 months. So 21 days, no, not months, 21 days here in Bavaria. So a professor from Bavaria can apply for a professor from Italy, from Spain, and so on. So if you are interested, you can read more on the website or contact me for more information. This is the first part, the first small part, us as a funding agency. Then we offer various EN services as part of this EN network, and namely the partnership database. We organize brokerage events, and we are doing innovation support by advisors for services to access to finance and funding as part, as said, of EN, and this is a service intended for SMEs. Okay, and last but indeed not least, our extended advisory services. Intended mainly for EU funding for research and innovation. And here we are a full service provider. You see, this service is shown as a sort of life cycle. And I will start with the best of it. On one hand, this service is intended for, well, Bavarian scientists, Bavarian professors from all kinds of universities, and for Bavarian SMEs. But EU projects are collaborative projects. So when we are supporting one Bavarian, we are actually supporting the entire consortium. And the best thing is that the entire support is completely 100% for free for the entire consortium from the beginning to the end, if there is one Bavarian on board. One Bavarian meaning one professor or one scientist from Bavaria or one Bavarian SMEs, because our interest is, that's why we have been created by the state of Bavaria and getting financed by the state of Bavaria, is to bring financing but also research and collaborative research and innovation to Bavaria and have Bavarian scientists enter this cooperation. So the best thing, all the services are for free if there is one Bavarian on board. And this Bavarian must not even be the project coordinator. If he is just part of the project and somebody else is the coordinator, the entire consortium will still support will still receive our entire support. And what does it consist of? So the entire life cycle of a project proposal. We provide information on current and future EU call for proposals. We can even at least try to do some lobbying activities to position strategic ideas at the EU Commission. Okay, this is mainly intended for Bavarian actors, but also, well, our friends from everywhere from Europe for sure can ask us for information on, for example, future calls if they intend to do project proposal with Bavarian scientists. Then we offer advisory services, so general and school-specific expert advice on various EU funding schemes. Here, the EU application support, this is our main activity because we are supporting the writing, or not even more than the writing, the creation of that EU project proposal. So we help find partners, or vice versa. We help the Bavarian enter a EU project consortium. We prepare call-specific information material, and we assist with extended and repeated, so iterative proofreading. We support the authoring and the writing of the project proposal. one thing that we are not doing is to write ourselves the project proposal, but we can sometimes offer some text blocks, for example, for the management part, or maybe also for the impact part, or so. Not as detailed as, for example, open impact, but on the other hand, what we are offering in detail, it is the scientific support. So match the idea with the requirements of call and topic, verified from scientific point of view. This is what we are offering. Then, after the project is submitted with our help, we help also at the implementation. So we support the grant agreement preparation and assist with all kinds of financial issues and so on. And yes, we can be project partners, but it is not compulsory for us to become project partners, because as said, if there is one Bavarian on board, we are offering all of our services for free. Nonetheless, if the Bavarian on board is the scientific project coordinator, we can, if we are requested to, become the project manager and do also dissemination and communication activities. So we can be part of that project, but it's not compulsory for us to be. Usually we stop here at point 4 after the project starts, and are waiting then for the follow-up project, because after the project proposal writing is before the next project proposal writing. It's a never-ending story, actually. Okay, so what funding programs we are supporting? Mainly Horizon Europe, everything from Horizon Europe, all kinds of topics. I'm in charge mainly of artificial intelligence topics and of robotics, but also of aviation and space, and also other various engineering topics. Colleague of mine is doing 5G, 6G, high performance computing, quantum computing. Other colleagues of mine are doing smart cities, manufacturing, digital twins, so everything that's in Horizon Europe, and other departments are dealing with all the other topics from Horizon Europe. We also are supporting other programs, like, for example, Digital Europe, ERANET, Interreg, EFRE, various innovation funds, the CHIPS Joint Undertaking, PENTA, and so on. So to summarize the service to you, finding a match of your idea to an EU topic, and this applies again, even if you are not Bavarian, you can knock at our door and say, look, we have this idea, can you help us find a topic, and to this topic also some Bavarian partners. Finding Bavarian and international partners for EU project proposals, so you see this is bi-directional, and supporting your EU application. Again, in case there is Bavarian participation. And all this is for free if there's a Bavarian on board. So feel free to contact me or us as early as possible, such that we can support you agile and effectively. Yes, this is my contact data here, and for sure I'm also available for a B2B meeting. Please feel free to contact me and to book meetings, face-to-face meetings with me, if you like to work out a cooperation. Yes, I'm at the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I hope it was not too long to keep you from the lunch break. Yeah, and well, if there are questions, please ask them. If not, looking forward to cooperate with you and to meet you in B2B meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much for these insightful and really useful also presentations, because it's really interesting also for I think at a regional level and a country level to get to know how what you're being supporting, how you support the ecosystem, and how well the government supports you also. So for everyone also, it's even an incentive to include more partners from the Bavarian region in this case, if you want to take advantage of Dan and his colleagues' support. Of course, every project at European level must include usually at least three countries. So in fact, the purpose of the clusters I was mentioning and of the Enterprise Europe Network too is to support you in the connection, also the research of partners on different regions and countries, and also to support you in this text. So we'll be sharing also Dan's presentation, if it's okay, Dan, in the
Yes,
agenda.
it is for sure.
We'll put it there so you can download it together with his contacts in case you want to go straight to him. So thank you very much. I'm gonna just do a really quick wrap up with all of you of these two sessions that we have this time. Sorry, I'm trying to, okay. So we have come to the end of our second session in person, let's say online by plenary session. We had a session yesterday and one today. So today's session, just for you who couldn't be from the beginning or who was actually from the beginning, hopefully you enjoyed really much. We had a panel of municipalities, which was moderated by our colleague from the Cluster, which is the Romanian Cluster Association, Daniel Coșniță, and it involved 3 different entities we had from the Bucharest city. We learned actually that Bucharest has divided in sectors and districts, actually the management of the city. So we had the District 6 representative, Lucian Veresciaghin, talking to us and sharing what are their current activities, initiatives involving the citizen and how they co-create even, and they analyze the different needs of their neighborhood and district all together with the citizens. We had from Italy, the city of Mantova, Adriana Nepote, who was sharing also the initiative, especially regarding near zero emissions that they are implemented in the city here in Italy. And also we had from Finland, the city of Tampere, Aino-Maija Vaskelainen, who also shared what the city of Tampere is doing, especially in terms of AI and data-driven policies and implementations within their initiatives. Then we passed through the ideas and competences on smart city projects of today. We had 2 ideas shared from UK and Spain, actually. They had both locations, and from Italy, talking on different topics, on methodologies, and on social impact. And then we went through 8 competences of different entities around Europe, from Italy, Spain, Latvia, Netherlands, and San Marino. And we heard a lot of information about circular economy and data-driven and cybersecurity, how to, also measure impact and different topics that are of interest in the smart cities. And all of it, let's say, all the different markets that it tackles. And then also we had the project proposal support from the Bavarian Research Alliance. Overall, I just want to remind everyone that even we had these 2 events online yesterday and today, these 2 mornings filled with a lot of information. Hopefully you were able to take notes and, choose even potential new partners for you to develop. You can contact everyone on the B2Match platform, which is where what you use to enter the event today. You have actually in the agendas of both days, you have the list of all the companies and entities, organizations that presented yesterday and today, with the link to the B2Match profile just right ahead. So if you don't remember, maybe you want to know, especially the person, you maybe have the name of the company, you can just go straight there and link and ask for meetings, write information, you can exchange messages and everything. The B2Bs will be held, well, they started already yesterday afternoon, and they will be on until the 5th of July. There are 30 minutes, up to 30 minutes meetings with the platform, and it's really easy to ask. You go choose the participant you want to meet, you ask for the meeting, you will be shown the availability, the availability that you have in common. And in case you don't have any availability in common, just go to the message board, send a message, and exchange the information and organize the meeting here to the platform or even outside. We also really encourage you to ask meetings on that and to let us know if you have any problem, any trouble. Just contact us as organizers. You even have a support organization because this brokerage event is actually organized through the Enterprise Europe Network, which you have been hearing yesterday and today several times, is a network actually around Europe and beyond Europe, which gathers more than 160 entities working towards supporting especially small and medium companies, but also any kind of entity that is interested in participating to European projects in this case, but also in internationalization and in partner search for development of research and development projects, but also for commercialization in case you need that. It's not the scope of this project, but just for you to know, and also in terms of technology adoption, etc. So we are actually also part of the Enterprise Europe Network as different co-organizers that you heard today. You find the entire list also in the B2Match platform. As you know, this Partnership Horizon Europe event in this edition was part of another event, a bigger event that was held in person here in Turin on the 18th. It was about 5G and 6G and the cityverse topics. So for everyone that also participated to that one, we are really glad to have you also here. And it was a really interesting event. You find it together all in the same B2Match platform. So you can also go check what was the content that was shared in that event. And in case you're interested, you can also contact the participants that were maybe only participating to that event. So we decided this time to have it all together to provide everyone a bigger, let's say, opportunity and of more collaborations. So, and just for some really quick numbers on this edition, this time in Partnership Horizon Europe, we have currently in the platform more than 410 participants coming from 32 countries, even not only European, we have different countries also outside Europe, as you see there, Brazil, Vietnam, Mexico. So the important thing is like you go check, you can browse, you can filter whoever you want to meet through different keywords, through the country, through the type of company, through skills, etc. So we invite you to go there, check out all of these participants. I think for sure, if the odds are in our favor, at least one collaboration should be coming from here for everyone. Please keep us posted also about the collaborations that you have and that you activate. We will send at the end of the event actually let's say feedback request from your side, and also actually every time you finish a meeting you can also rate really quickly how was it, if it was interesting, if you see further collaboration, if not. Please provide this because it's actually really important also for us in terms of measuring. We were talking about measuring impact, so to measure the impact also of this event around Europe, and also to better support each of you in your development of project proposals and collaboration around Europe, because if we have your feedback and even your updates on what you did, it allows us also to further, support you. This is a wider, let's say, a wrap up also of the entire Partnership Horizon Europe editions that we have made until today. As you see, we have made 6 editions. This is the sixth one actually, and in 4 years, that gathers more than 20 cluster organizers of the events in the several editions. More than 286. We are around 900 this time of great ideas and competences overall, in terms of not only the ones that present, but also the ones that we receive and that we see passing through the platform. Up to yesterday, we have 56 B2Bs, but we know that there are around 120 or more B2Bs still organized already in the platform for this edition, so we'll be updating this soon. The complete 6th edition have gathered more than 1,900 participants from all around Europe and beyond, so we're really happy with these numbers, and hopefully we can continue to support you in this. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much again for participating, for hearing, and for being attentive of this event. for sharing your ideas, your competences. And as I was mentioning, just let us know what your interests are. Take advantage of the platform. It's a free event that we organize for you, so the participation for you is free. We put the content, we put together the effort, and we really look forward to all the European projects and even national and regional projects that you could develop thanks to these collaborations. So thank you very much for all the participation, and looking forward to see you in the next edition. We'll let you know when it'll be held. And yes, have a lovely summer too. Thank you, and bye.